When you desire to do a thing, this is good. When you desire to do a thing that's good, that's pure, that can help somebody, that can change something, that can help and even change you, when you have that desire, it's because God placed that desire on the inside of you and he gave it to you. So when you have this desire to do something good, you don't even have to ask God, is this your desire? He's placed the desire on the inside of you, and the mere fact that you're desiring to do this thing means that he gave it to you.
Let's go, let's grow, let's get it.
Hello, y'all. My name is Carlos V. Spencer. I'm here again with another Tuesday video. Thank you for joining us. Click this like, click the subscribe, click the share button. Go ahead and share this out with somebody. Click the notification button again, so every time we put up a new video, you get a notification and you know that this video is here, so you can tune in with us and you can come on in and listen to what we have going on. Thank you for those who have been doing this, whether you're joining us here on the podcast and you're listening in. Thank you for listening in with us. Go ahead and share the podcast with somebody as well. If you're watching here with us, thank you for watching and joining us. You're going to hear this like it's a broken record. We're here to make you better. We want you to become better, so the thing that you're doing, it automatically becomes better. How can I get this thing to become better? I often get people to ask me that question. I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to make myself become better or make this thing better. I want to max out on it. I want to get more out of this thing. Well, you get more out of it once you put more on the inside of it. What you put on the inside of yourself, you'll get that on the outside of yourself. You will see it produce. And sometimes it seems unlikely because a lot of times we base our lives on the things that we're seeing. And when you base your life on the thing that you're seeing, you focus on that thing and you keep trying to change the thing by changing the thing. Now you can change it, you can fine tune it, you can make it better. I'm not saying you can't do those things, but there's going to come a point in your life in order to maximize that thing, whatever that thing is, you have to maximize the person that's doing that actual thing. So I want to make a declaration today. May this be the end of your problems and the beginning of your solutions. May this be the end of your problems and the beginning of your solutions. I want you to hold on. I want you to keep going. I want you to endure. I want you to understand that this thing too will pass. My brother often has this thing that he says, and I love it. He said, this sun that I'm staring at, if you stare out the window and you look at the sun, or it could be the moon at nighttime. He said, this sun, this moon that I'm staring at, it's going to be the same sun that I'm staring at when this thing that I'm in has passed. This thing is going to pass. You might be in the middle of it. You might feel like this is never going to go away. You might feel like this is terrible. You might feel like this is never going to change. I'm here to tell you it will change. It will change. Here it is. One of my partners, he often says this, one of our business partners. He said, I can tell you how to beat any problem. I can tell you how to conquer it all. I can tell you how to get through any problem that arises in your life. You're like, how? How do you do that? He said, stay longer than it. I'm going to say that one more time. You stay longer than it. If you stay longer than the problem, you will beat the problem. And here's another one. You got a 100% success rate of passing and getting through all of the things and problems that you've ever been through in your past. You know how I know you got a 100% success rate? It's because you're still here today. Because you're still standing here, it means that you made it through. You made it through some things that you probably felt like you could never make it through. You made it through some things that I probably couldn't deal with, like the next person couldn't deal with, but you did make it through it. May this be the end of your problems and the beginning of your solutions. So that's a thing that I can say to you, but I want to also give you something that can stick with you to help you see the light, right? To help you see that this thing is going to actually change. One of my mentors said this to me before, and it had a great impact on my life, and it changed my life, and it made me pay attention to the things that I'm called to do, and it made me pay attention to the things that are a part of my life. He said, the closer it gets, Carlos, the more rhythmic it becomes. The closer it gets, the more rhythmic it becomes. That means, so for instance, I'm a speaker. I'll give an example for me, and this can show up in your life and whatever thing that you may do. You ever have somebody come up to you and ask you something or say something to you? Hey, do you speak? You know, you may hear somebody say that. once in the blue moon, right? Somebody says it to me, and then maybe 6 or 8 months go back again, and somebody asks me again, do you keynote, do you speak, do you motivate, or do you do motivation? 8 months apart, right? Nothing of it. Then maybe the next time I hear somebody talk about it, maybe it's like 4 months apart. Somebody's asked me again, hey, I have this program coming up. I just think you'd be a great speaker for it. I didn't say this before I've even gotten to it. Maybe it's before I even know this is what I'm called to do. Now 2 months later, somebody else says the same thing. Now a month later, somebody says the same thing. Now every other week, it feels like somebody else is saying this to me. It's becoming more rhythmic in your life. It's showing up more. People are saying it to you more, or you're seeing opportunities show up to you more. The more rhythmic it becomes, the closer that thing is actually getting to you. Pay attention when things show up on a more rhythmic basis. I've seen that in my life, and I started to pay attention to it, and I started seeing that thing that was in me was getting closer to me. Here's another one, a scripture that my uncle shared with me. He opened the scripture up to me that pertains to not just the thing being more rhythmic, but that thing that's to do, right? God will give you the desires of your heart. Now, when I first heard that scripture, and I used to read it and used to go over it, I would interpret it like, okay, God will give me the desires of my heart. That means the things that I desire, the things that I want, God is going to give me those things. I desire to be this. I desire to have this. I desire to have a lifestyle this way. I desire to be in this particular passion. I desire to be in this field. God's going to give me that thing. Now, I'm not saying God ain't going to give you that thing based upon your belief and what you're believing for. But that particular scripture, when it says God gives you the desires of your heart, that means God places the desires on the inside of you. So it's like a piggy bank. My youngest son, he has a piggy bank, and we put money inside the piggy bank. All right, I put some money in there, I put $5 in there, put 20, whatever I put in there, drop some change in there. Whatever I put in there, it's now his. It belongs to him. So now if he wants to get some money out, or if he wants to buy something or purchase something, you can either break him with the old school piggy bank, or sometimes they have something on the bottom that you can pull off, and you can actually go inside, watch this, and you can pull out what's been placed on the inside. My son has access to everything that I've placed on the inside of his piggy bank, and I've given it to him, so it's his. When God gives you the desires of your heart, God places the desires on the inside of you, so when you desire to do a thing, this is good. When you desire to do a thing that's good, that's pure, that can help somebody, that can change something, that can help and even change you, when you have that desire, it's because God placed that desire on the inside of you, and he gave it to you. So when you have this desire to do something good, you don't even have to ask God, is this your desire? He's placed the desire on the inside of you, and the mere fact that you're desiring to do this thing means that he gave it to you. And since he gave it to you, it's going to come to pass. Since he gave it to you, it's going to happen. Since he gave it to you, it's going to come out, and you're going to be able to use that thing to be a blessing to you and to the other people that you're called to. So I'm here to make this statement again. It's a bold one, but it's one that I believe in. It's one that you should also believe. May this be the end of your problems and the beginning of your solutions. Now, that's not saying that nothing's ever going to happen to you, but for this season, this too shall pass. I love that passage doesn't say that this thing came to stay. That means that it came to pass. It doesn't mean that it's not going to come, but it does mean that this thing too shall pass. So it will go. This problem, this season, this thing that you're experiencing, may it be the end of your problems and the beginning of your solutions. And I challenge you to start to pay attention to the things that are happening, and that are happening on a more rhythmic basis, because those things are probably getting closer and closer to you, and they're probably showing you the gifting and the desire that you have on the inside of you. My name is Carlos V. Spencer. Once again, thank you for joining us here. Go ahead and share this out with somebody so it can be a blessing to them. Hopefully this was a blessing to you. If you're listening here on the podcast, keep tuning in. We'll be here every week. And if you're watching us here, click those notifications. We'll be here every week as well. Let's go. Let's grow. Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's get it. Let's go.